Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. You know what I'm saying? Pardon the attire, but you know, I still gotta get y'all that fire, letting y'all know what's happening out here. Make sure you sign that petition too. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. You can find the change.org link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, or go straight to change.org and look up Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Bob Bishop Grady lays out exactly why you should be removed from the platform. Now, John Eiselberg, Brian McCormack, Robert Blair, and Michael Ellis. These are 4 White House officials spread across positions of being like, advisor, being in the National Security Council, Office of Management and Budget, things of that nature. All White House assistants were all scheduled to testify today as part of Donald Trump's impeachment hearing process, which was formalized yesterday by the House of, on Friday by the House of Representatives, and they're actually refusing to testify. This is like unprecedented. Maybe there's something to Trump saying that there's going to be a civil war if he's impeached, because people are just straight up ignoring government procedure and law. And these people are subjecting themselves to being in contempt of Congress, which comes with prison sentences and all of that. So, how far are people willing to go? Republicans especially, they even want the whistleblower who actually revealed that there was some funny shit going on with Trump using military aid to Ukraine to actually get them to open up an investigation against Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden. That is actually, they want him to testify, even though that despite Trump suggesting publicly that he should be executed for treason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. That's what that was. So, it's funny shit going on. We'll see how this pans out. Green Wall and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So, this cell phone footage out there showing Turkish military in northern Syria. They're stomping on this dead woman's body. It turns out the name of the woman is Amara Renas, who actually was a member of YPJ, an all-woman unit that helped the U.S. and Syrian Kurdish forces combat ISIS, right? So there's it's atrocious to see that footage, and U.S. officials are saying that there's also like other parts of the footage, whatever, that these things that constitute as like war crimes, which is always a funny name for me anyway, because ain't no rules in war, but we could pretend there are, right? So in these war crimes, you also got to consider the fact that Turkish militia has been invading northern Syria or damaging the Syrian Kurds ever since Donald Trump called the U.S. troops to withdraw their support of the Kurdish forces. And but some U.S. forces still remain in northern Syria securing oil fields. But this past Sunday, there was actually an attack by Turkish militia that went against U.S. soldiers that actually forced them to vacate their posts. So, we'll see if this turns into anything, because all sanctions that have been dropped against Turkey in their dealings with, President Erdogan over there. So, I don't know. It seems like some funny shit going on. Green Wall and Graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. Another funny ass hiring by Donald Trump. Well, not official yet, but Trump actually announced plans to hire Stephen Hahn, or to nominate him as the leader of the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. The people that put all of those stamps on your foods to let you know that they're good, even though it's a lot of funny shit behind that. Like a lot of, like, you shouldn't necessarily trust it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do your own research behind this shit. Nevertheless, Stephen Hahn, he's actually a top executive at the University of Texas' MD Anderson Cancer Center. Is considered one of the best cancer facilities in the country. But he's an oncologist, specializing in lung cancer and sarcoma. So what the fuck is he doing leading the FDA, Food and Drug Administration? It just doesn't necessarily make sense. Probably one of his cronies, man. Green Wall and Graduation. Streets Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. Pardon me. The Trump administration is actually slated to roll back these Obama-era environmental regulations. When I say the Trump administration, I mean the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. It's supposed to protect the environment, but in this case, they're rolling back a rule that basically prevented coal companies from dumping toxic coal ash into the waterways that are nearby. So it was this rollback. Keep in mind that this toxic coal ash, it has mercury and arsenic in this, which also happens to be in the FDA approved baby food that's all over the shelves right now. Well, that's another story, y'all should look that up. But nevertheless, these things have all types of damaging effects. They're cancerous, they cause birth defects. This causes a lot of devastation. You have the Food and Water Watch that's actually planning to sue the Trump administration over this shit. Green Wall and graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. The New York Times is actually reporting that we may be running out of time before the United States and Russia could reach an agreement that actually limit their nuclear arms expansion, due to the fact that basically in 2021, an agreement more important than the intermediate range nuclear forces agreement that Trump pulled the United States out of earlier this year, that was set to limit our nuclear forces. But more important than that, there's the New START treaty that, if not renewed by 2021, hence why people are saying that we're running out of time, you're talking about us not having the ability to limit the amount of nuclear weapons that either the United States or Russia can have. So I'm reporting this because it's been reported. I'm not sure if it's a setup or okie doke to get people scared of a World War III going on, but World War III, based on the politics of what's been kicked to us, does seem like it's on the horizon. See what happens though. Green Wall and graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in northern Mali, and Mali being in Africa, there was actually an attack, one of the deadliest attacks ever on the military over there. There was an attack on a military post that ended up killing 50 soldiers. So ISIS had claimed responsibility for this attack. And this is actually not the only attack that ISIS had over there, where there was a French soldier actually deployed to that region, and he lost his life in a roadside bomb that was detonated that ISIS claimed responsibility for. I thought Boko Haram did all of that type of damage in Africa, but ISIS is over there too. So everybody stay woke, man. Green Wall and graduate. The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. I had to switch up the scenery. I'm stationary right now, but y'all know over the weekend, there's still anti-government protests happening across the Middle East and Northern Africa region. I mean, in Iraq, you had a bunch of people like setting up blockades, a bunch of protesters hitting up blockades in Baghdad, and you also had them like storm the Iranian consulate in the Shia holy city of Karbala, like causing ruckus, spray hanging flags and spray painting, Karbala is free, Iran out, you know what I mean? Like, they obviously don't want Iran in that area. But also over in Lebanon, you had tens of thousands of people actually pouring into the streets of Beirut and Tripoli, protesting against the government there. They want a whole new political regime over there. And then in Algeria, you had them on Friday celebrating the 65th anniversary of their war with France, and them attaining their freedom. But they're also want a new regime out there. So a lot of people were out in Algeria, pretty much demanding change, because they feel like the upcoming elections are actually going to be rigged this upcoming winter. So we'll see how this all turns out. Green Wall and graduation. Streets reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. It's a cold, cold world outside. They're coming and get some shelter, you dig? But that cold world shit is on display in this story. In the northeastern state of Maranhão in Brazil, there was actually a situation where illegal loggers actually ambushed some indigenous land protectors known as the Guardians of the Forest. Ended up killing Paulo Paulino Guajajara. This was actually a leader of this organization. They ended up, they shot another person, whatever, wounded him, but that person was able to escape. Now, violence against indigenous people has been on the rise ever since President of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro, he's considered a far right dude or whatever, has come into place. And even in the Amazon rainforest, everybody knew about those wildfires that were just happening a couple months, last month or whatever, that nobody's talking about right now, right? But at the end of the day, these are homes of people, or this is like sacred land of people that are indigenous to that land, and with the government trying to make way for agribusiness, mining, and logging, there's bound to be some conflict there. And this is how the shit is fucking playing out. Ambushes on indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? Like this is manifest destiny and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like imperialism shit. And European imperialism, like on display all over again, whatever. Except it's being deserved. Like, Jair Bolsonaro, if you ever see him, he on the European side of something. You know what I'm saying? Green War on graduation. Streets report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black House News report. Make sure y'all sign that petition. Get Donald Trump off Twitter. Change.org, link in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube. Or go straight to change.org and look up Get Donald Trump off Twitter. They got exactly why he should be removed from the platform. Now, keep in mind, when Trump first came into office, he actually signed this global gag order that basically banned or prevented U.S. funding or U.S. aid to any NGOs, non-government organizations worldwide. This is a global gag rule that basically kept them from providing any information on abortion. Now, I'm bringing this up because it's just been revealed that Nepal's most popular late night radio host, Shika Sharma, has actually been prevented from even uttering the word abortion for the 2 days a week that her show was actually funded by U.S. aid. Keep in mind, the whole country comes to this woman asking her about advice for like safe sex and reproductive health. So, Green War on graduation. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Over in Delhi, India, one of the world's most populated cities, they are actually experiencing what has now been declared a public health emergency, where there's like toxic smog that's just filled the air, like completely filled the air. If you see pictures of it, it's fucking insane. People called, Indian authorities have called it like a gas chamber, basically, due to pollution. So they have actually, officials are actually releasing 5 million gas masks to the public so that they can deal with this pollution shit, man. That shit is crazy. Green War on graduation. Streets report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in the eastern city of Dresden, in Germany, they've actually announced a public emergency, a Nazi emergency, more specifically, since far-right organizations have actually been, or the far-right movements have actually been gaining political power and party seats. So, even in recent elections, you had a lot of people, I think a quarter of the Dresden population actually voted for the AFD party, which is known as being like, far right and anti-immigrant. This is the home of like the Islamophobic movement in Germany. So it's raising a lot of eyebrows and causing some safety concerns. Green War on graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Some of y'all might have heard of this American white supremacist known as Greg Johnson. He was actually in Norway and supposed to give like some speech in Oslo, most likely a hate speech. And Norwegian authorities actually arrested him, saying that his speech, which is most likely going to be a hate speech, posed a threat. This dude has actually expressed support for Anders Breivik in the past. This is a Norwegian extremist who, back in 2011, actually went and killed 77 people, the biggest attack on people in Norway since World War II. So you can't be playing this type of Donald Trump games out there. You dig what I'm saying? Green War graduate. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. This is fucked up, but in Milwaukee, man, Newz Villalab. This is a Peruvian man that actually had, he was Peruvian. He actually had acid thrown on him. by some fuckboy that actually ended up getting arrested, but he was calling him an illegal and telling him to get out of this country. Man is a fucking U.S. citizen, man. Cut it the fuck out. These type of people, this is why I had that petition, get Donald Trump off Twitter. Because shit that he does and says, this gets echoed by other people, you know what I mean? Shit that ends up swinging on social media or whatever. Everybody sees that and keeps up with it thinking they're supporting Trump, and you're really just supporting hate, you know what I'm saying? Green Wall and Graduation. Peace report of the New World Order. Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. And yo, big shout out to the World Series winning Nationals, you know what I'm saying? They took out the Astros the other day or whatever. Nationals pitcher Sean Doolittle actually boycotting the whole White House visit there. And keep in mind that always been an outspoken advocate of the LGBT, immigrants and disabled people. He even has a brother that's disabled and don't like how Trump was shown, which I think was falsely, but he was shown mocking somebody that was disabled.